KwaZulu-Natal has experienced a series of natural disasters since 2024. The inclement weather patterns resulted in deaths and infrastructure damage amounting to billions of rands. These disasters took place while the province was still recovering from the catastrophic 2022 floods, which claimed over 430 lives. Last year commenced with floods, which left a trail of damage and thousands homeless in the province's Midlands. At least 22 people died. Earlier this year, more than 20 people were swept away during heavy rains and mudslides. Families were ripped apart, with young children among the casualties. Vakama Denizwayo, who worked in the Western Cape, lost her 6-year-old daughter when she was swept away from her grandmother as they tried to escape from the informal settlement.
My daughter's birthday on the 12th of February. She was turning 6 years and I was away, like I wasn't here, like, and it was her first birthday with not me here. So like I promised her, like I called her on her birthday and promised her that I'll come back Nana and we'll go out and celebrate her birthday when I'm back. Only to find out like she's no more. So that's
Lamontville, south of the city, was also hardest hit. Search and rescue teams searched for days for people who were reported missing.
As they were trying to get out now to run away from the house, that's when now they met another water which drove them into the river. That's when now my sister was lost because the son said he tried to grab him, but now she was too heavy for him as he was also swept away by water. That's when now they went into Mlaza River, then down to the city.
At the time, the daughter of one of the victims, Ntombikona Mhlongo, relayed how her family and others had previously been displaced and relocated.
This thing has happened last 2022, I think around this month. Same thing happened. We complained about it. We went to the hall in 75 and we told the councillor we're not safe here. She said the municipality will make a plan, and from 2022 until now there's no plan until this damage.
I know off camera you did tell me that you were moved from another location where it also used to flood and you found yourself living here.
Yes, we were moved from Mecca village to here for the temporary because there were the same problem. They make us to move because there was the floods too. They said it's going to be a temporary and they move us to the house. But we're still waiting from then until now.
It's not because every time when the floods came, they took us to the hall. Now we have no hope that they're going to give something. We lose hope about that.
The Red Cross Society says it's conducting outreach programs to educate communities on climate change and early warning systems.
We've also integrated the climate change, which is where now young people are also educating one another about climate-friendly practices and also their communities and family members as well. Now we are trying to introduce this to young people so that as they grow up with these climate-friendly practices. Also, we have teams of volunteers that are in the communities that are actually educating community members about climate change. Furthermore, during weather warnings that have been issued by the South African Weather Services, the volunteers actually extend messages to community members. They go out in numbers, educating and sharing the messages with community members, as well as sharing in their social media platforms, just to ensure that community members are well informed about any weather warnings that have been issued by the South African Weather Services.
In response, the KwaZulu-Natal government has launched a Climate Change and Sustainability Council.
We have engaged almost all stakeholders in the province, either business, religious or spiritual leaders, local government, traditional leaders in various platforms to educate them about the need to either relocate those who are on the land that is prone to the floods, or even the citizens themselves, that they pay attention to the alerts that are made or given by the Weather Service authorities, or rather by government itself. And it is important that that work continues to happen. Even the construction, the construction industry and those who are producing the building materials, the Public Works and Infrastructure has engaged them. As government, we are engaging everyone.
Ntuli says despite interventions, communities need to heed the call and refrain from building in areas deemed unsafe.
But the other serious problem that we are faced with is those mushrooming the informal settlements, wherein they build in hazardous areas in terms of the climate change. Hence, municipalities ought to make it a point that they have bylaws, and the bylaws are strict and the bylaws are implemented, ensuring that they leave no space for transgressors, because it's difficult to move people when they've already settled on an illegal settlement.
The cost of the flood damage thus far in KwaZulu-Natal is estimated at around 5.2 billion rand. Environmentalists have indicated that frequent flooding in the province is likely to be the new reality. For SABC News, I am Jayed Paulse in Durban.